Leading global bank HSBC has predicted the future of the US dollar, forecasting how long the currency can stay as the world's reserve. Predictions are predictions. Realities are realities. It's only time that will tell if the predictions of this HSBC, global banking HSBC, is right or not. Yes, and it is only time that will tell if the efforts that the BRICS are putting and these 10 Asian countries are putting, if it can now down the focus or the predictions of the global experts. It's only time will tell. So the prediction comes at a time when the BRICS alliance is looking to dethrone the US dollar from the global reserve currency status. So I know that the more these BRICS and these 10 Asian countries are reading things like this, the more it will even encourage them the more to put in more effort. Yes, for such predictions never to come to pass. Yes, the more they will even do more to conquer the US dollar, the more. And the more they are making their own efforts, the more the US on its own side is making efforts to win the fight. Because it's a fight. Because you will not, if you have been eating for years from a table, you will not want anybody to come and take the table out of your hands or from your presence away. That is the case of when it comes to all this money dominance or politicians. That is always the case. HSBC Securities Chief of Commodities Analyst James Steele remains positive that the US dollar will weather the storm initiated by the BRICS. He said in an interview with Bloomberg that the US dollar has not faced any significant challenges except a flip in reserves. For the uninitiated, the central banks of BRICS and other developing countries have been dumping the US dollar, diversifying their reserves. Central banks have been massively accumulating gold since 2022 after the US pressed sanctions on BRICS member Russia for invading Ukraine. The HSBC analyst explained that BRICS accumulating gold will have no impact on the prospects of the US dollar. He stressed that the US dollar will remain a dominant currency even after 20 years, which is 2 decades. Is only time will tell. We don't believe that there's going to be any loss of sovereignty for the US dollar as far as the world's reserve currency goes for the next 10-20 years, as far as we can see, for reasons that could take an entire program. You and I could talk about it, he said. In conclusion, HSBC has predicted that the US dollar will be the de facto currency even after 2 to 3 decades. That is, even after the BRICS has initiated this in the next 20 to 30 years. He is predicting the BRICS de-dollarization agenda could fail as local currencies stand no chance of beating the US dollars. It's easier said than done. So it is only time will tell. You know that this is now like a fight, and everybody is preparing themselves and waiting for that D-Day. So on the side of the BRICS, I just hope that this de-dollarization agenda they are planning, they have been carrying out, works out even far more than they are expecting it, because it has a way of helping to stabilize most of these local currencies, strengthening the native economies and encouraging their younger entrepreneurs to go into business, the ones in business to expand their business. And it has a way of making people to build faith back in their local currencies and their native economies, which is good for these countries because it will encourage new investors to come in to invest their money, which has a way of contributing back to the economy stabilization of these native economies.